Digital data is just basically ones and zeros, but they add up to so much more. They carry information about technology, negotiating strategies, and company secrets. Every day, the computers of German companies are attacked by spy software that copies and steals their data.
We survey German businesses, and we've learned that in the past 2 years, 1 in 4 companies has been affected by data theft and possible spying. But that's just those who noticed it. There are country-specific risks, and companies felt threats from Russia, China, Eastern Europe, and the US. I think that speaks for itself.
The United States, spying on its friends. Even if there's no conclusive proof of that, trust in that ally has been seriously damaged, making appearances such as this one seem especially absurd. At a security conference, Michael Daniel, the cybersecurity coordinator for the White House, called for closer cooperation since the US and its allies had the same goals.
After all, the threats that we face today may be the threats that you face tomorrow or in 10 minutes. Teamwork is a requirement. In speeches back home, I often say, cybersecurity is a team sport.
But Germany and other European countries don't want to cooperate as before. Instead, a debate over national solutions has begun. A recurring theme is the stance that Germany has to do more on its own, without the US.
We shouldn't isolate ourselves, but as long as other countries don't have a certain level of data protection, we can't use their products. Some regulation is important, but we need to convince others to adopt our high data protection level. We need to present ourselves confidently. We're a strong economic nation, so we have a certain market and regulatory strength, which we need to put into use.
National rules for the World Wide Web? That sounds pretty illusory, as does the use of domestically developed technology. Germany doesn't have much of a computer or software industry. The most important developments come out of the US and the technology from the Far East. Europe is lagging behind technologically and is only now starting to develop a strategy for cybersecurity.
The cybersecurity strategy is a kind of wish list, and there isn't really an implementation strategy. Then we have the problem that we don't have the personnel, and that there's no money behind it. We take a lot of care regarding basic protection against pickpockets. But when it comes to protecting our businesses against industrial espionage and our sovereignty against spies, we're not really doing anything.
Protecting against spying attacks from the internet is still new territory for German security authorities. Indeed, they're still generally more interested in gathering data themselves than in preventing others from doing the same. The debate reflects that, focusing largely on whether and for how long communications data should be stored.
Terrorism and organized crime are threats, and we need data to prevent them. But we shouldn't go as far as the Americans. We need a storage period limit. That exists in 27 of the 28 EU members, and Germany can't stay on the sidelines.
Building up a further database when we're not even sure if the current ones are protected is unacceptable. We have to reach a joint solution on a European level, one that maybe reconsiders storage period limits and the condition for setting up such databases.
Germany's telecommunications providers are also taking a new approach by looking for national solutions. German data should remain in Germany and not be routed through other countries. Because, after all, information is far more than just ones and zeros.